Hey everybody, Jason Freed here with Leisure Outdoor Adventures with your Leech Lake area fishery report for this week. Leech Lake definitely has an on and off switch right now, and with some days being pretty darn good and some days being awfully tough. And the reason for that is the large amount of bait that's in the system right now. There's tons of bugs hatching, there's shiners in the system, there's lots of crayfish, and the fish kind of have an all you can eat buffet to choose from. And with that being said, you really need to think about how you're approaching fishing. And one of the first things to do is go fast and go for that reaction bite, whether it's trolling spinners and upsizing your blade size, or going faster, anywhere from say 1.2 to 1.5, 1.6 miles per hour, utilizing a Colorado blade, utilizing a smile blade, with a slow death, which is a great imitation of a mayfly in the water. With that spiraling action, it kind of mimics an insect within the water, and fish sometimes really love to shout out on that presentation, you might say. And so utilizing some of those types of things will help. Trolling crankbaits, when you're doing those things, a number 5 or number 7 shad wrap, focusing in on the flats, areas such as the Meadows, West Goose Flats, areas around Pelican Island, and the different reefs, Huddles Reef, Variety Reef, and all those areas, wind-blown shorelines can all produce fish on a given day. And so utilizing those things, going for those reaction bites. But then if you are locating those fish and you aren't catching those fish by trolling, think about slowing down then and going on the other end of the spectrum. Getting a jumbo leech or a blown up night crawler on a Lindy rig is kind of an old school way of catching fish, but it works. And going anywhere from say 0.4 to 0.6 or 0.7, and really just slowing down and putting that bait in front of those fish's faces will oftentimes entice them into biting. And so you really got to kind of have the whole arsenal ready to go. Another great presentation that starts to work this time of year is looking at finding isolated areas of cabbage. Utilizing a slip bobber, a jig and a leech are great ways to pick apart those cabbage patches, and you can sometimes be benefited and find a great school of walleyes there that are ready to bite. And those fish oftentimes see less pressure, and you aren't dealing with the different bug hatches and stuff that are going on in the lake. When looking around on the lake, Walker Bay is producing fish, mainly on shoreline breaks, anywhere from 9 out to 20 feet of water. It really kind of depends on the day. Still finding some fish maybe on areas around Breezy Bar, areas of the Agency Narrows and such. And on the main lake, it's all over. The main lake reefs are producing fish, more so on the edges than on the tops. On a wind-blowing day, though, they are going to be up on top, and it's going to be a little bit tougher. So you have to, utilize an 1/8 ounce weight with the Lindy rig. But West Bar, Moki, Annex Sub, all your reefs down on the south end of the lake as well are all producing fish at times. And so utilizing those more reaction bite style presentations is what's going to work for you. In terms of, if you notice, I'm not on Leech Lake today, and I'm out messing around and trying other lakes, which is another great piece of advice, because this area is full of awesome lakes, whether it's Woman, 10 Mile, there's so many of them that are within the area. Baby Lake, Man Lake, I mean, any of those places can produce tons and tons of action, whether it's smallmouth, largemouth, crappies, walleyes, pike, and also sometimes even trophy potential. And so that's one of the great pieces of advice for this week is to, if you're struggling on Leech Lake, or if you're looking for some other scenery or some other go to a different lake. Go to DNR Lake Finder, look at the different survey results that are on there, and you might find yourself a little gem. And pay attention to the accesses. Can you get your boat in, or can't you? And go out and really just try something. And you'll find that these lakes are far less pressured. They sometimes don't have nearly as many things going on that maybe a larger body of water has. And it's rather enjoyable to come out here and try something new. And so I'm out here today. I pulled spinners, I pulled crankbaits, I Lindy rigged, I even threw jigs in the cabbage, and was rewarded with all different kinds of species of fish, which makes for kind of a fun day on the water. So we'll see kind of where it goes from there. But until next week, hook sets and put the net under a few fish and enjoy the next week. Looks like the weather's going to be great. If you're looking to do a guided fishing trip on Leech Lake or the surrounding area, give us a call at 1-855-LOA-HOOK. We'll see you next week.